was a huge problem. So when I said I started out, I started with my own, but really one door. I organically grew from door to door. Then I did an acquisition, and it was good. It was, I was fortunate. I had great staff. The homes were good. I just got thinking, these acquisitions are easy. So I did another one. That one was not easy. It was a nightmare. And on top of that, we were converting from Propertyware to Rentvine. So it was a perfect storm of bad. I just felt like things were fraying on the edges. I was losing doors. I was getting beat up when I came home because owners were mad, and obviously I'm the guy to talk to them. It was not fun. And I never experienced that before. Now, granted, we always got owners. We made mistakes. I get all that, but this was at a different level. I needed processes, and my company, corporate, was introducing it as a CRM. And then realizing there's processes as well. I said, that CRM, I'm fine with what I'm using, but I'm more interested in the Lead Simple process part. And they're like, all right, we'll introduce it. I went through Lead Simple and I set one up and realized if I go at this rate, I will lose my company. There's no chance. I need this happening now. And that's where you and I met. I didn't really know the process that I needed. I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with it, but I just knew I needed something. So you guys helped us guide through, and that's how we kind of started out. I mean, I think that's you and I were talking, and then we built it from scratch. I didn't take anything from corporate, really. You helped me build them all because I didn't have time. So quite frankly, if I didn't do that, I'm not saying I would lose my company. It would have been a lot different look that I had right now. As we grew, certain people were starting to do many things because they were knowledgeable and they got their hands in a lot of different things. When it's just a few people, it's okay, right? I mean, they know they do this, it goes to the next person, they work together. When you start looking at multiple different departments, things are getting missed. I'll give you, for instance, rents are collected first, due on the 5th, late after the 5th, and then we'd get a call from an owner on the 12th or something saying, where's my rent? It's like, oh, you didn't call that owner and tell them that we're working on it. Like, we were doing it, but we never notified the owner. That was the biggest issue. I think we were losing sight of what, tasks might have been getting done. Maybe notifications weren't getting done, or maybe tasks weren't getting done either. And the next person didn't do it. So that was the biggest pain point that we saw. I mean, it was also where, you were saying that, I was putting people towards the problem, right? We don't have enough people, but it wasn't that. It was actually part of the problem. So after working with you, that, not that I was looking to reduce staff, but I can do a lot more with less staff, and it was more efficient and things weren't getting lost. Lead Simple offered, I don't feel like the collaboration was there with what we had with you, because you helped us kind of figure out things that we wouldn't have known. You brought to me Zapier and, MailChimp, all the other items that wouldn't have occurred. And also, because you've done this before, we've gone into things that we never would have thought of. There was a lot of times working with Michael and just we're going out and just kind of brainstorming, and then we kind of come together with, oh, we've done this in the past. Oh, let's try that. That wouldn't have happened. So two sides of that. It would have been a slow process. And I think everyone in this business knows, give things away that you're maybe not good at. And quite honestly, I'm not good at it. Or I don't have time for it. And I think it would have taken away from the things I need to do. It's not an easy thing to do. It would have been a very slow process. And at that time, I didn't feel like I had that time. I just sent you guys a thing on, hey, could we change this, or this is not effective? And then we fix it. And so, the breaks is important too, because that's a process. Things aren't getting done. So I don't have time to wait forever, because that's affecting multiple processes. With you guys, it was not only the building, but it was that constant that I could alter and change, because you just don't know how it's going to roll out and work until you start implementing it. And it was easy to correct on the fly as opposed to waiting forever. I think you guys really made me hone in on staff and roles and org chart, which I was lacking. A lot of people doing different things that they shouldn't, put them more siloed into an actual role and tasks. Made me really think about who's strong at what and who's good at what, and figure out who goes where and keep people in this correct place. So that helped out a lot too. So it was like a reshift when I got with you, that I was able to kind of like take a look at the company and go, all right, how's this going to go forward, and then go from there. Good question. So to the easy part, it was, what do we want to build? Let's, to start off with, this is the next process that we're going to build. And then the next meeting would be, okay, we built it. These are the people that are going to be impacted on this one. Bring them in. So there was kind of a collaborative, taking a look at it, training, because some people are not really into tests, right? So there's definitely a adoption rate that could be low if you don't it was kind of nice to have you guys, because they could be heard, change it, whatever. So they buy in, which is really important, because you could build these and no one uses them, then it's pointless. And then from there, either it was pain points of something else, or just collaboratively talking about what would be the next one that we need to do. And then it just kind of snowballed, then we got the next one, but didn't mean the other one was gone. It would, if we had any issues and you guys had invited them back in, I think we took some times, if I remember correctly, there was like, okay, why don't we pause here? We don't want to do it too fast. And let's just have a company wide meeting going over them all. So everyone got a chance to voice in if there was any issues. You kept us on a good pace, because I think I wanted to just knock off a process a day and get me going. But that would have been bad on adoption. You guys understood how it works best to kind of incorporate into the company. And then you helped guide that. So that was nice. I worked a lot with Michael, right? I feel that was important, because he understood us. He kind of knew where we were going. We had a story, so it wasn't like, it's almost like you go for a haircut, go for the same guy or lady. They understand it. He understood us. He understood where we were coming from. He related to who was holding back on wanting to adopt and not. So he was able to, he's part of the team. So that helped a lot in the beginning stages, just for the fact of we were brand new to it, and he was helped to guide us. You guys got me on Zapier, and there was a couple others, right? I forget the ones we have. I think Malparser. So those ones that while we were creating these, he would, let's push this in here and make the process better. So we refined them, and as we went, so that made it especially easy, since we wouldn't have known that at all. A lot. I think that as an owner, there's going to be mistakes. Still happens, right? People miss it, don't do the test, whatever. There's no guarantee 100%, but knowing that we have the people in place, have tasks, and there's accountability that I couldn't have known before, especially with this remote team workers, right? I'm not in an office. We have a combination of both. And it's hard to know. I don't know. I'm trusting, but they could be out not doing it, right? You have tasks. You either do tasks or don't do tasks. And it's very easy to see who's going to be overdue and what it is. And before it gets to be completely out of hand, you can kind of catch it. So it gives you as an owner accountability on the other side, and ways for you to monitor that. And I'm not total hands-on. I'm not looking every day. I really don't. But I do have the ability to look, and I can see if things are getting out of hand or what. And then if someone wants to leave, as you grow, not leave or take a vacation or something else, the nice thing is they don't have to come back in and we all know that. Come back from a vacation, like, crap, I got 5,000 emails and all this tasks. You could just assign them to, it's not assigned to a person, it's assigned to a role. So it's not like you have to go through each person. You just take that role, put it to somebody else, and they could take over. And now we're building on instructions. So it's, the instructions inside of that, this is never ending. I keep harping on them, but put instructions so I can take someone off the streets and do it. So I'm kind of using it's a training thing. I don't have to sit there. Like, I should be able to take you and put you in a process, and you should be able to navigate through with instructions. We'll take someone, hold them longer than we should, because the pain to retrain it's just like you go too far down that road. And now, if I have to make a change, it's not as painful because I got it all there. So but really more so for when someone takes off, they could really take off and not worry about coming back to a crazy amount of tasks. I've told you, anyone wants to, I would advise them to give me a call, and we could talk about it. You guys have delivered on everything you told me from the beginning, hands-on, responsive, and we'll find out what you need and guide you through that. And like I said earlier, take you through the path of implementing, not too fast, but to make sure that it's adopted. I've told people on my own, it's been a great experience, and you guys are an awesome company to work with. The responsive rate is what we need. So highly recommend.